Welcome to the Australian Business Show, the ultimate destination for entrepreneurs and business leaders who are ready to make waves in today's dynamic marketplace. Whether you're scaling a startup or leading a major enterprise, the keys to success are right here. We bring you insider access to the minds of the world's top business trailblazers, uncovering strategies, insights and innovations that are shaping the future of commerce. Tune in, take notes and get ready to elevate your game. Now let's dive in. Hey Mel, welcome to the Australian Business Show finally.
Yes, thanks for the invite.
Well, we sort of spoke about it for a little while, didn't we? For those of you who don't know, I'm sure most of you do because I've spoken about Melissa many times before, but Melissa is not just my business partner, but my wife. And it was actually suggested to us that we should do a podcast for the Australian Business Show. One, because we've built now multiple businesses together. And but we've done it as a married couple. We've worked together pretty much most of our married life, coming up to 30 years, everybody, too, this year.
Yeah.
And so, there's a great dynamic between us. We laugh, we cry, we fight, we do all those normal things that married couples do. But, business is such a challenge that having somebody that's in your corner, got your back, fights with you and for you, I think has been one of our recipes of success. What would you say to that?
Yeah, it's always interesting, isn't it? We've had so many people ask that over the years, is what's the recipe? I don't know. I think it changes within years, within phases and stages of marriage and companionship. You know, when you first start out, there's almost sort of a higher dependency, then you go through an independent phase. Then when kids come into it, it's about the kids, and then it's, making it about yourselves again. And so I don't actually know in particular what it is, other than I would definitely say being best friends is a huge part of it, enjoying being in each other's company, laughing a lot. I love to laugh, as you know.
Sometimes with you, sometimes at you.
I know, it's usually at me. I know. I don't get enough credit for how funny I am, whether I mean it or not. But yeah, I think definitely being friends and just genuinely liking the person that you're with. Like if this is the person you choose, you should really like them. And there are things that you might not necessarily like about them, but on a whole, I think that's where the love comes. There's so many components of, I like that, and it just rolls into the love. So that's definitely one of the things that I think have been very beneficial for us is we've always been really good best mates. And I think for me, I'm very drawn to capable people. I'm very drawn to not even necessarily confidence as such, but it's capable people that are doers, that like to get things done. I like to be around those people. You've always been one of those people, even at high school with all the other losers there, quite frankly. Blah, they were horrible.
I hope they're not listening.
I don't care. I hope they are. They were just so immature, all of them. And, yeah, I think that was the main thing that stood out is you were mature and capable, but you also were able to have fun.
Well, we're here to talk about you, not about how good I am today. So
that's a change.
Let's talk a little bit about, you're now successful in your own right, have built a significant business. How did you get there? Did you ever think, was that the plan? Did you think, I want to be in business, I'm an entrepreneur? What was the plan? Take us back a little bit, and what led you to sort of where you've ended up here now?
First of all, I would have to say, God, no, that was never the plan. I mean, as you know, I don't think I particularly had a plan as far as a career, or I didn't have aspirations at high school. I didn't not enjoy high school. I actually look back and actually had a lot of fun. I had a lot of friends. I wasn't with a cliquey group. I wasn't assigned to any group. I'd basically just, I don't know, walk to the beat of my own drum, really. But I got on with everyone. I didn't have to worry about going to school. I didn't apply pressure to myself for school results, which my parents absolutely hated. Just wasn't, I don't know, I was very carefree. And I just sort of felt like it'll work out. There was, though, I will say, and we've definitely talked about this a few times, there was always something in me that knew that I had to get to a place to help people. I would say for myself personally, I had to be a tool to help people get better lives. Whatever that was, I have no idea. It was a higher purpose, calling, whatever. There was something, and I still do. I don't think I've actually necessarily gotten there yet. There is a bigger purpose for why I'm here, and I feel that quite regularly. So, and you know, there's a bit of an obligation around that as to some of the decisions as I'm getting older. Bit of an obligation to go, okay, but does that fall within where I believe I'm going? I'm sort of just out here going somewhere, but I don't necessarily have a plan. I didn't have a plan. We obviously had children very young. I became a mum at 18. So that in itself, there was no plan around it. It was, this is, you know, you've got to survive and then the thrive comes later. I think that's what it sort of rolled into. Now, all these years later, the reflection of it, I think the journey that I needed to go through myself was to get myself to a place of being confident in myself being capable to make decisions. So I would comfortably go and seek now, which is something I never would have thought I would say. I would comfortably go and seek out a company, a possible startup, things like that, and I would bring that to you to say, hey, I think this has got legs. Let's work with this. I would never have thought that I would do that sort of thing, you know, or even come up with ideas myself. So it's been a purposeful journey, I think, without a doubt, to get me to where I am now.
It sounds like you've done a little bit like me, I guess, and that is that I think this is the entrepreneurial journey, is that sometimes it's not even necessarily that you know exactly what you're doing or where you're going, but you know you've got to push the boundaries. When an opportunity comes up, you grab it and exploit it for all that you can. The trick there, though, is to work out as quickly as you possibly can, is this something that's worth continuing to invest time in or not as well, right?
Yep. Yeah, which can be difficult. And I think that in itself can be learned and should be learned very early on, to be honest, for anyone wanting to get into business, is understanding the appropriate level and timing for emotion in business.
Yeah.
There's a good time, and there's also an appropriate level of emotion. So whether it's HR related or deal making or, you know, general conversations, it is an, I feel like I'm going to say this so much, but every time we've talked about this before is, you know, it's a chess game.
Yep.
So you learn that stuff, and I've always been pretty comfortable fluffing things up, to be honest. I don't actually expect things to turn out right the first time, so maybe that's worked in my favour.
Fluffing things up's an interesting comment.
Yeah. Well, anyone who knows me knows that I'm doing my best not to say something else.
Yeah, I was going to say it's
a different F word.
Correct.
Look at me go! I told you I could do it.
So, all right. So you've left school. You've had a child. You're 18. You've got married. Now what? Like, how do you figure out what's next, and what do you do next? How do you push forward? And I guess what I'm sort of trying to talk about here is, what's the difference between somebody that ends up in a situation that is challenging, and that a lot of people would just go, okay, well, this is my place in life. But then other people say, well, yeah, this is my place in life right now, but I want more. I want more for me. I want more for my family. I want more for my kids. How does that happen? What's the difference there between that person that stays in that place and just lives the normal, easy, I don't even know if it's easy, but it's easier to not do what you've done and what we've done, right, in terms of going out and trying to build a business. It's hard work.
Yes.
I'm not saying it's not worth it.
No.
But it's hard work. So what's that difference? Where did that shift for you?
I would definitely, it's something I do talk to the team about as well sometimes. My dad, so we grew up as sort of in our late, what were we, maybe 8 years old, my parents bought a takeaway shop in on the Wye Bay coast up in Queensland, and we lived behind the shop. So my twin and I obviously lived at home, and we had that for, I don't know, up until we were maybe about 12, 13. If my parents listen to this, they're totally going to judge the age that I've got wrong. But anyway, whatever, mum and dad. And through that, I think that was one of the best upbringings ever personally, is because that was the beginning of me witnessing entrepreneurship. That was the beginning of me understanding the commitment, the hard work, the challenges, the breakdown. You know, at the end of the day, no one else would see if we closed the shop, and, you know, my mum would be upset. My dad was consoling her because they literally just maybe had a big day. You know, they worked 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. every day except Boxing Day. For, I think, 7 years they had that shop. They worked hard. And that taught me that you're all in, regardless. So having that, and something Dad used to say, you do everything with purpose. Even walking, which I get mocked for now. I get called the rhinoceros in the office. I will share that with everyone.
Justified. Totally justified.
Yeah, I figure if you're going somewhere, get there and then get something done. Like, just execute. So Dad always said, you work with purpose, you live with purpose, which means you even walk with purpose and you love with purpose.
But does that mean you have to walk like you've got cement in your shoes? Like you walk loud?
I don't know if it would be cement. Hold on, wait. When I'm in high heels, I don't sound like that, do I?
Oh,
it's when I'm in my comfy flat shoes.
Is that what it
I'm
is?
just, yeah, I'm on task.
It's like heel
Get
heavy.
out my way.
It's heel heavy.
The funny thing is, Felicity, my twin, works in our company as well. Amazing human being. But she too walks exactly the same. So now we're fraternal. So a lot of people, when they first realised we were sisters, they were like, oh, really? You don't look alike. And then when we said twins, they were like, what? No way. And then I think it was the following week, Steve actually in the office said, yeah, you're sisters. You're definitely twins too. Like, the walk is exactly the same.
The walk and when you get angry?
Yeah. I think she's more angry than me though.
No doubt.
Yeah, she'll debate that.
Still very similar when you both get angry. Then you know.
Well, everyone knows. That's a good thing. It's a good thing. So yeah, I think from a young age it was instilled. No matter what life throws at you, you've got to be all in. Why else are you there? You know, there wasn't a particular plan, no, but what I had was what I had. We had a son, I was a mum, and I became a wife. So I had to learn how to do those things, and that in itself was, I would say, I wouldn't even necessarily say challenging. It was actually quite a scary concept for me. As you know, I rejected you multiple times when you proposed. So, but I was just worried about the concept of going, well, hold on, I'm about to become a mum. I'm 18. What do I know? And you want me to be a wife? This isn't gonna be good. But you know, you take a leap, and I think when people say you jump in, yeah, you can absolutely jump in, but there's nothing stopping you from grabbing the life jacket before you go. There's nothing from that. There's also nothing saying that if you don't have a beautiful village around you that you can't yell out and say, hey guys, I'm over here, I'm in. By the way, my legs are tied. Can someone throw me something over here, you know? So I think I also had the ability to bring people in, have people in a village to be around me, to fill up my cup, especially from a young age, sort of a support network, which is, I can't express how important that is. Like my girlfriends, especially when we moved to Sydney, when we had the kids, you travelled a lot, they were like everything for me. They helped mould me as a really good, capable mum. So, which made a very big difference in my life, without a doubt.
Having the right people around you, it's not necessarily about a lot of people around you, but it's the right people, isn't it? And I think we've kind of figured that out too, is that you can have a lot of people in your life, that's fine, but there's a core, our core's pretty tight, our network's pretty tight, and I think you've got to protect yourself as much as anything. Yeah. Otherwise it becomes a time drain, an emotion drain.
Yes.
You've got to manage your emotional energy.
Yes.
In business to be able to maintain, I guess, a level of success is probably not the right word, but maintain that momentum in both personal and professional life. It's like energy management, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
Here's a question for you. What did our family and friends say when we started this journey of business, and how wrong were they?
Our family and friends, when we started the business, can I be honest? I don't know. I don't really listen to people that much in relation to things like that. If I've made up my...
You don't listen to people much?
Especially you.
Is that... Okay.
Actually, maybe let me narrow that. I don't listen to you. No. Once again, I don't know. Sometimes I think it's a strength. I don't particularly let it influence me too much what people's opinions are. I will take them on, absolutely, but if it feels right in my gut and my heart, I'm in. I'm already there. So by the time they have an opinion, I've been pretty used to people having opinions about me, my level of success, definitely our marriage. There were bets on our wedding day. So that doesn't surprise me that people would have, and it comes back to intention too, let me say that they might have negative opinions. But what's the intention with the negative opinion? Most people that would be or would have been in our circles at that time, it most very possibly would have been from fear, is they're not willing to jump. And they're a little bit fearful that if we jump, what's that mean for us? What's going to happen? I don't think it would necessarily be, sort of the tall poppy syndrome judgment as such. I don't believe we don't typically have people like that in our life that would be that critical in a negative way. It would be more derived from fear for us, I don't remember people being negative. I think my parents were maybe a little bit, what the hell are you two thinking? But
I think it was probably, I agree with you. It was probably more people who were like, oh, okay, well, they'll go off and try that and then they'll get a job, and rather than saying, oh, these guys are going to knock it out of the park.
Yes.
Is kind of, you're right. I didn't have anyone go, talk it down, or you can't do this. Or
yeah. I was going to say maybe someone did to you, but I don't know, it'd have to be a pretty ballsy person to say something like that to me, to be honest.
True.
Don't you reckon?
Yeah.
They would maybe say it to you, and then you wouldn't tell me.
And then I'd tell them, don't say that to me.
Whatever you do, don't tell Mel. No, I don't know. I wouldn't. If someone did, to be really honest, and every now and then you're out and people want to have a little attack or whatever, I do. I've created a mechanism in my life where I just sort of look at the person and go, interesting. Okay.
What was the most ridiculous thing you believed about business before you got into it?
I think it's the most common. You'll have more time and money.
Yeah.
The most common thing.
Isn't
and it's the first two things you lose.
You lose. Yeah.
Your money's tied up and your time is all going to that business. I mean, the first 3 years we worked 7 days a week.
Yeah.
The 3 boys were at that factory, the warehouse, the office every weekend. And I would compensate. I'd preempt. So in between the, football back and forth, I'd come back and meet you there. And I'd preempt them getting frustrated or annoyed that, oh, we're there again, Mum. Oh, I don't want to go in there. So we had the skateboards, the scooters. I would bribe them with Red Rooster up the road. I would run down every now and then and try and make it fun, throw tennis balls down from the balcony. I tried to make it as a bit of a journey and adventure for them too, not for them to feel that they're being dragged along. But yeah, it was hard because sometimes I definitely did think, geez, this isn't a life for kids. You know, we're working 5 days a week and then the Saturdays and Sundays, other than sports, this is what we're doing. And I look back now and go, phew, man, that was tough.
Would you do that
hard.
again?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not now, I'm old. But
Duh. Old duh.
I'll do. Yeah, absolutely. I'm not afraid of hard
But if
work.
you could do it over, you would do it the same again, as in...
Yeah.
Because what do you
Well,
think
if
it
I-
taught them?
I think similar to me, they got to grow up seeing their parents work hard. And if you really want something and you believe in yourself, you keep working for it, you keep going for it, and you put in everything you've got. And even though you're tired, you still turn up. You still do what's got to get done. I think the world is just becoming so self-consuming. If we all just, I don't know, for even half an hour every day, got out of ourselves, out of our head, out of our own motivation and just said, what can I do for others? Half an hour every day. Imagine if every human in the world did that. What impact? What would be transforming in the world? And I think it's important to go, okay, this is shit, I'm tired. There it is. But then go, okay, but just isn't about me. You know, this was about our kids. It was about you. I could have used the kids as an excuse and said, I've got to take the kids home. You know, these boys can't be here. They were here all day yesterday. I definitely could have done that. But I also wanted to show them what a marriage is like, what a partnership is like. You know, we're 50-50. You put 100% in, I've got to put 100% in too. That's how it had to work, and that's the only way it was going to work. If I sat at home and kept saying, your dad's at work, your dad's busy, he has to be in the office, how was that going to help? You know, so I think back, that's one thing I definitely wouldn't change. I would have stayed the same hours just as much and done it with you, not separated, which so often can happen, is the mum is at home with the kids doing her bit and the dad is out there doing work and doing his bit. I think sometimes, too often in society, the dad gets a really hard rap for doing his bit. And I've definitely shared with many people, I feel so blessed and fortunate that I have gotten to see what you do, what you go through every day. When people have said, you know, how do you guys work together?
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing. I don't understand when people go, I could never, it would destroy our marriage. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to judge too harshly, but,
Yeah.
you know, that's your job. You're the judger.
Totally.
You're the judger.
But I do think it's sad because the beautiful thing, and because, you know, I think that helps with us being besties, but one of the beautiful things about working together is, one, I get to see you in your wins. That's great. Getting to see you on the phone or at meetings or even going to trade shows, watching you do your bit, you are so damn good at it. That fills my cup because not only am I once again seeing someone who's capable, I'm proud of you. That's a very big part of marriage. You have to be proud of your partner.
Well, I've spoken in other episodes and before, just in whether I'm being interviewed live or on podcasts, but about the fact that, you know, you are my superpower. And so you sit there and say, but I can only do what I do. I only do what I do because of you. I don't know if I would. I don't know. I don't know if I would. The motivation's different.
Motivation's different.
Maybe I would, but I think having something bigger than yourself to push for,
Yep.
you know, it's all well and good to say, well, what are you prepared to sacrifice?
Yeah.
But why are you sacrificing? And
Yeah.
it's, you know, isn't
To
it?
add value to yourself or to others.
Or to others, yeah.
It's a very, very different thing. So
Well, what's one thing people don't see behind our business success that they should?
there's an element where people should only see what they see because that's all they should have to worry about. So for me, that would be our customers, our clients. even if we've had to jump through hoops and loops and they don't even know that. And then I've had a committed salesperson come to me who's actually emotionally drained and exhausted because they want to make this work for the client and the builder's not helping us and maybe the funding's not coming through. They don't see that. And I don't know if I necessarily would want them to see that, because we are there to turn up and provide them the tools that they need to have a better life, right? Our tagline, better ways for living. That's all I would want them to focus on. They've got so many other things to focus on. To focus on a supplier not getting things right, or it's irrelevant and should be irrelevant to them. So I don't know about what they should. If it's people going into business, considering going into business, partners, husband and wife, what should they see? It's like marriage at home, but it's compounded. And I think before any partners, couples that go into that, they should set some really good, clear boundaries and guidelines before they enter that partnership. It's still a partnership. There's still boundaries that have to be respected and kept. And I think when people assume it's going to go well without having prior discussions of going, okay, well, who's going to manage this? Who's responsible for this? Without identifying your strengths, which are typically you have the opposites, and respecting that person for their strengths, I think it's dangerous. It doesn't help. So they should know, they should see that it will serve you well to create your boundaries. When the boundaries aren't in place, things will fall down. And you've got to try and keep a safe space, as in your home. When you're home with the kids, it should be about the kids. It should be about your home. You've still got to connect as husband and wife. And, we date. We still date. But you have to still keep things sacred. And you said it earlier about being really protective of your space. I talk about the reality for me that when you're present with someone, you get to pick it, and that's a gift. The fact that we're here every day is a gift. I'm able-bodied. I can have conversations. I've got so many beautiful things in my life. I'm so capable in so many ways and blessed. I should respect that every moment I get, every minute. And I do. I'm very protective of it. You know yourself. We've been in rooms, meetings, and if I am not adding value and not gaining value, I will not depreciate my presence for 1 second. I'm out. Not rudely, but I'm out. If I can't add value, I'm like, guys, I'm just going to leave you with this. Check in. If you need me to come back in the meeting, not a problem. I'm out.
It's like Bobby Castro's non-refundable minutes, right?
Yeah. I'm not going to get that time back.
Once you spend them, you can't get them back.
Yep. I'm like that with my girlfriends. I've definitely ended relationships with girlfriends before because it's gotten to the point where I can't add value to them in their life. I don't want artificial intimacy. I have no desire for that AI, So, and that was a great podcast that got flicked to me by an amazing friend recently, and I've shared this with a few people now, but there is too much of that AI circling. I don't want anything artificial. I don't have time for that. I want genuine substance. I want people to impact me. I want people to even challenge me, where I sort of go, crap, I didn't think of that. Maybe I did say that the wrong way. Maybe I did just upset someone. Maybe I should think about doing that. That's a great idea.
Well, there's a lot of emotion in business, right? Like you're right. You said it earlier. There's a time and a place for that, but it is personal. It's personal for you as the business owner. It's personal for the person that's getting paid to do a job. It's personal for the customer who's spending money with you. It is personal, and I think to pretend that it's not is a trap. People say, "Oh, it's just business." Well, sure, but if that's the kind of business, I don't want to be in that kind of business. I don't operate that way. I can't operate that way. But that then comes with a cost of that you have to be very selective of those that you interact with, you surround yourself with. Yep. Which I am proudly. I don't feel bad about that. Years ago I did, and I was very conscious of constant serving. But I think with age,
being a mum of boys, growing up with them, they've taught me so much, without a doubt. I would not be who I am without them, for sure. I've definitely gotten protective of that. So, yeah, my presence, and I love that even more, because then when I'm around people, even if someone in the office comes in and they go, Mel, have you got a sec? I'm like, no, but I've got 5 minutes. And it's so important to put that 5 minutes aside, look them in the eye, hear what they're saying, and really stew in that. You know, it's cool to be a casserole. I really should trademark that.
It's a T-shirt, huh?
It should be on a T-shirt, yep. But it is cool to be a casserole. Stew on it. Take it in. Listen to it. When someone is sharing something or listening to you.
I'm not buying that shirt.
What? Yes, you would buy that shirt. Well, I've got access to the
Would
bank,
you buy
so
that
you're
shirt,
buying
then?
that shirt. It's cool to be a casserole. See? You got to stew on things, man. I'm telling you.
Trademark.
Shit, get on there right now. Do it. Yeah, it's important, I think, because one of, you know, we talk about underprivileged people, and that there's, I have a belief that there is a starvation around the world for connection. It's not actually food. It's connection first. People need connection. They need to be seen, acknowledged, felt, look them in the eye, because you don't really know who that person is under that skin. And for me, that's someone's son, someone's daughter, regardless of who and what. They were still put on this earth, right? So everyone deserves to be acknowledged and seen. And once again, that's present. It's a damn gift. So I think too often people dismiss that reality. I'm happy if someone's present isn't the sort of gift that I choose to take. Not a problem. I'm very comfortable and capable now at my age to let them know that they're not my type of person. And, yeah, I'm pretty cool with that.
I've noticed.
Yeah. You keep ignoring me, though.
What's one decision you made that turned out better than mine? And don't hold back.
So many, hun. Why would you ask me that question? That turned out better than yours.
Yeah.
God, I don't know.
See, it's not that many.
No, there is. That's why it's overflowing right now.
I'm not so
There's
sure.
so many in here. They're coming from everywhere. I don't know which one to pick. This is really difficult. So many. Can you? I feel like you were thinking of one or two in particular. You just don't want to say it.
Interviewer, interviewee. I asked the question, now you have to answer.
Most of the things. So, for example...
Most of the things.
Yes. For example, when you go shopping, clothes shopping without me.
Talking about business here.
Yes. Okay. Business. Oh, business is tricky. There were some within... No, there was one within, 3 minutes. I was like, nope. I was like, that's not going to go well. That is something that I am thankful for. I don't know whether it's a God-given gift or just age, life experience or anything, but I can read people quite well if and when I choose. So, yeah, there's been a lot around that. Another decision.
Hiring is tough
Yeah.
in business, right?
It's my least favourite thing.
Tough because I think we're sort of pre-wired to hire people we like
Yes.
versus somebody that's right for the job.
Yes. See, and I don't get I don't get emotional at work. I don't because I've got a job and responsibility to all those people in that company, all of our customers, our clients, our beautiful clients. I've got a massive responsibility to get things right, as close to right as I can. If I make emotional decisions, I'm negating everything that we're there for. So it is really tough when you meet lovely people, and we've both been there, and you go, okay, they don't hit this check this box, they don't check that one, but they're really nice and they would really need a break, and, what if we gave them a leg up? Maybe they would get there. And then we could also do this. We'd get extra training for them. Maybe they'll get there. Yeah, no. Doesn't serve that person because we've just allowed it's like we're putting them in the wrong box. That person was not going to be successful in that role, which is actually really quite upsetting because you want to help people. And it's something I get so much joy out of. Seeing people win and have wins is absolutely something that drives me and motivates me. So I do struggle when in the hiring process there's some people in my head I'm like, oh, but what if? And that's tough.
What do you think
I've had to
about
learn.
the philosophy of hire slow, fire fast?
I think it's deeper than that. I understand it. I understand that philosophy. I think you don't even need to hire slow. You just should have a very strong, robust recruitment process that works for you. Doesn't need to be slow. The process maybe could even just take 2 weeks. That's not slow. I think you should make educated decisions.
So you think there's a process
Yes.
that you can go through
Yep.
to help you filter
Yeah.
applicants, if you would,
Yep.
faster,
Yep.
but then trust the process.
Got to trust the process. There should be 4, 8, 12-week check-ins. Also, inspect what you expect. That's a hard lesson to learn. Yes, you don't want to micromanage, but also yourself, your managers, they have a responsibility to their team. If you're not checking in with actual deliverables at that period, how do you know they're going to be successful down the road if they're not now? That's not cool. You should check in. You should say, okay, here's transparency for you. At 4 weeks, we would expect to see someone hitting these goals. Yep, no problem. At 8 weeks, these are things we expect to see from you. And set them up for that success. They should have the training and onboarding to allow for that. So if you have that process in place, then yes, you have to trust. You have to trust that process.
Yep.
But
Do we argue more about business strategies or what's for dinner?
Well, you don't really have a say in dinner, do you?
No, I'm not much of a cook, so
Oh, God, no.
generally take
Even
what I'm
watching you
given.
in the kitchen's awkward.
Stressful, right?
No, watching you is stressful.
Yeah.
Not
Try
being in the
being
kitchen.
in the
Yeah, it's
kitchen.
horrible. Horrible. And
It
you have to
is.
go buy everything brand new. I've got so many damn things of herbs and spices, like 3 and 4, because you always go and buy it new. It's so ridiculous.
I just need to feel confident that I've got everything that I need.
And all your little bowls.
Yep.
Yeah, except the
That's
one
how they
thing.
do it on the cooking shows.
The one thing that you forget is to read the method.
No, well, that was once.
No, you've done it a couple of times.
Have I?
Yeah, a couple of times. You haven't realised where it says slow cook for 3 hours. And we're basically not eating until 9:30 at night. Doesn't go well with young boys. Just saying.
No, not great.
Business, I'd say we disagree more over business than personal.
Yeah.
What would you say?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. Far out. We get up pretty early,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then it smacks me in the face. It's you're like we're up, and your business. Like, whoa, slow down. I'm just waking up here. So yeah, definitely. And actually, we tend to then talk about the challenges of the day or the time in the morning.
Yes. Yeah.
Because I don't think you can separate
No.
business and personal life, especially when you work together. But even, how do you spend 5-6 days a week working and then go, oh, well, I'm just going to carve that out and put that aside whilst I'm at home
Yeah.
and live? It's like being two different people. I don't understand
No.
that. And maybe some people can compartmentalise like that. I don't know how.
Yeah. I think it's important, and which we absolutely have done and do in the sense that you have to, if you feel the need or desire to just be like, I'm just wanting my husband right now. I need my husband to take me on a date. Those sorts of things. They need to be communicated. I don't expect you to know that. I don't expect you to pick up on that. So I say that to you sometimes, don't I? And I think that allows us that healthy blend. Because, yeah, you can't, when people say, you know, you need to separate, it's like, why? And not only that, when people say that, it's, I'm not great with rules like that. I'm like, why? Just because society told you that's the way it's got to be? That's bullcrap. And we've done it for so long now. Why would we change the way that we do it? I don't feel the need.
It's worked so far.
Yeah. And I
Most of the time. But
I
it's not
can't
easy.
stop it the minute I wake up. It's on. Like, that's what's
I
happening.
know. It's so frustrating.
It's great. It's great. I'm at my best at, like, because no one else is in there. So it's like 4 o'clock. I'm
Good.
like,
Don't
let's
drag
do this.
me in there then.
So you're the only other person awake. I've got
Kills me.
I've got to share. I've got to vent.
Jeepers. How do you define success now versus when we started?
Well, success when we started, I mostly would have said that we can break even, that we're okay. We're not going to have to sell a property. We're not going to have to sell a car. We're not going to have to, you know, sell furniture. That was success for me back then. Success for me now is having the choice to make decisions that I normally would not have been able to make prior. And that requires money. For me to do the things that I want to do and help and invest and build, impact, transform, I'm going to need money for that.
Mm.
And even the stuff in the future that I want to do, I'm going to need a lot of money for that. It's the result. Success for me is the result of setting a plan and a goal and achieving it. Seeing it through, that is success. So it's got nothing to do with money. It's not a value. It's a result of where you wanted, you know, the Melissa 2025 is very different to the Melissa 2023. And I will be different again in 2026. Super excited to meet 2030. I feel like she's going to be really awesome. So working on that.
No question.
So, yeah, I think success is when you set goals and you achieve them, even the scary ones, the big ones. And in the last, I'd say for me personally, maybe 2 years, especially the last year, I set a few goals for myself. And I remember thinking, geez, how am I going to do that? I don't know how to do that. And to be able to put on the whiteboard in our walk-in robe, that sounds a bit clinical, doesn't it? We've got a whiteboard in our walk-in robe. It's actually a glass board, isn't it?
A white glass board.
Yeah. But the reason is on one side we put goals and on the other side, when we've reached those goals, we move them over so we can see what we're winning at and also what we're still wanting to achieve. So, and we walk past it every day.
Do you think that works?
I do. It does for me. I stop and look at it quite often.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
For me personally. Not you. Is that why I've hit more goals than you?
Probably.
Is this a sore point?
Yes.
Tissue for your issue?
Don't worry about it.
Okay, good. I don't have one.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm happy to try things, right? And again, I think that's something in business. So you've got to be prepared to try things. You've got to be prepared for things not to work, to fail, as they say. This is a very small example, but whether it's failure or not. But I'm not sure that I look at it and go, oh yeah, that's still motivating me.
Yeah.
Am I just wired a certain way? I do love winning.
Yes.
I guess. And I do hate losing.
Yeah. You really enjoy the journey to win, I would say. As in when you win, you are very quick with next.
Yeah. I don't, the win doesn't, it's not like.
It's cool to be a casserole man. Yeah. Sit in it. You got to enjoy it. You got to relish in it. You got to celebrate it.
Yeah, but not for long.
Like, what are we talking here, a day?
Yeah, well, maybe. I mean,
hour?
At the end of the day, because otherwise your competitors are coming at you.
Yeah, I know.
They're coming, right? So next.
Yeah.
It's like I need to focus on the next thing. What's next? And some people go, oh, that's sad. You know, you're always looking for something else. Well,
no, I don't see it as
it's not that.
I think it's quite a
It's
beautiful
not that.
thing. You're very capable. I think for you to hit goals, when you were saying that before, I thought, yeah, but that's because it comes very natural for you to hit goals. There's a lot of people that actually they find it quite struggling or almost even debilitating to create a goal because they're so shit scared they're not going to hit it. So I think when someone naturally is capable, like you've always been, maybe that's why it doesn't faze you that much, because it is, you know, even some of the big ones. You've hit some big ones and achieved some absolutely incredible things. So, but I'm not as much that person where I feel like it's harder for me to be that capable and achieve. And so, yeah, I still have that element where I go, oh, geez, I don't know if I can. I mean, I'm willing to give it a shot, but it'll take 2 or 3 times.
But it's different and this is why I struggle with all the gurus out there. Go, this is the secret to your success. It's like, well, maybe it was the secret to your success, and there could be elements of that I could learn from, but it's different for everybody.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know, I don't think there's any one path to that success.
Yeah.
Whatever that success is for you.
Yeah.
Well, some fun stuff before we finish up. Who's more dramatic during negotiations, you or me?
Oh, you.
I beg to differ.
Through negotiations?
Dramatic.
No, so obviously it's me.
Clearly.
Hence why I stay out of them. Do I not? I actually stay out of them myself, don't I?
Oh, I wish that was true.
I stay out of them. I don't go into those meetings with you.
Yeah, until it's just you and me, and then
then of course I share.
Rapid fire.
Sharing's caring. But I stay out of them because you are. And everyone who knows me knows I've got a very expressive face, other than when I can't move half of it, which is, you know, sort of not the white elephant, it's the white tape in the room.
Yeah, yeah.
But I've got
For
a
those
naturally
just
very...
listening, Melissa's got
14
14 stitches in her forehead.
And no, my chickens did not attack me, which is what our EA sent around the whole office.
Exactly.
That's a lie. My chickens are beautiful and friendly.
So you had to have something cut out of your head.
I did, yeah. So I
Wasn't
had
your brain.
So that's a lot bigger. Yeah. No, I honestly had like a tiny little mole. That it wasn't even really a mole. It was a freckle, but it was super tiny. And I noticed over a space of about 2 or 3 weeks, it had changed. I got one of those new super magnifying little mirrors you stick on your own mirror. I freaking love that thing. You can, love and hate. You can see everything, but it's great because I'm partially going blind. And I noticed it over a couple of days. I thought, oh, I didn't think it was that dark. And then a couple of weeks went by and I was out and it got a bit itchy. I thought, why is that so itchy? And I went home that night and had a look at it and I thought, that thing has changed shape and in such a short time, right? So long story short, got all my moles and freckles checked because I've never done that before. So everyone should do that. We do live in the sunburnt country. And so they did a little scoop of pathology. It came back as a carcinoma, so skin cancer, not melanoma. So thankfully, that's great. So I had to go back and they had to do a bit of a bigger cut, not quite as big as what I was thinking. And hence also the whole top of my forehead is numb, which I wasn't quite sure about. So I did have to go back on, that was Thursday, wasn't it? Saturday I went back to get them to redress it. And I mentioned that it was still numb from the anaesthetic and he said, yeah, it'll be like that can be like that for up to 3 months. And I was like, what? I didn't know that. Yeah. It just feels very weird. But yes.
Anyway, the good news is it's gone, and those listening, go and get them checked, right?
Yeah, please do. It's I believe it's the number one like melanoma.
I don't know.
It's huge, and you've had a couple yourself over the years, so it is really important. Because I was thinking about covering it up, and I said to my girlfriend the other night, I was like, no, you know what? I'm going to wear it. I'm going to wear it proud.
Pride. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. What's one embarrassing story you've never told anyone about our business life?
Our business life? Embarrassing? I thought you were just going to say me generally. I was about to go, holy crap, there's a lot. Business and
going there.
embarrassing. Business embarrassing.
Good. There was nothing, which is fantastic.
I can't think of anything embarrassing.
All right, let's go with this. Your go-to hype song before a meeting?
It would most probably be Alicia Keys. Definitely something she's on repeat, basically. So it's typically something of hers. Depends on the meeting and depends on the mindset that I want to be in. So I'm quite, once again, the presence is a gift. I'm quite specific and intentional in my mindset when I go into something like that. So if it's a one-on-one individual, if it's HR related, I'm very specific. If it's more businessy, trying to amp myself up, the Rocky theme's pretty damn good, isn't it? I do that as I go up the stairs at work all the time.
Yeah, it's great.
So either that or it would be maybe something Linkin Park, Metallica. Yeah, they would be my go-tos.
One thing I do that drives you crazy, but you secretly admire.
So many.
Yes, there is.
There's so many. Your sneezes are annoying as hell, but it is something I would miss if anything were to happen to you. But they're loud. They're irritatingly loud. I don't think they need to be that loud. I don't sneeze that loud. Like, they're loud. Irritating.
I don't sneeze 5 times in a row.
They're cutesies. They're cute. That's cute.
It's like, get it out, get it over and done with.
No, yours, I reckon you must gave the guy, we live on an acre, you gave the guy 5 blocks down a heart attack.
That's all right.
No, there's like a goat somewhere in Shepparton that got a fright. So it's so loud, very irritating, like makes me grit my teeth. Yeah.
So the question was, but you secretly admire, so I'm taking it that you secretly admire that. That's good.
I just choose to take it all in. That's it.
So we'll end with this. What's the one lesson you'd pass on to any couple thinking of going into business together?
It would be setting your boundaries. Create a plan. Everyone makes business plans, but no one makes personal plans. Make a partnership plan. How and then. What happens then? What happens if? And respect it. I think you'll put yourself in a stronghold to be able to set yourself up with good foundation if you do that. And if you both believe you can respect that, then you're most probably ready for business together.
Yeah, nice. And I'd add to that as well. I think that's really good. And give each other grace.
Yeah.
Because you're going to make mistakes.
Yeah.
Right?
All the time.
But nobody is going to have your back like your significant other.
Absolutely. Yep. Yeah, that's one thing. In business or not, I think over the years, some people have forgotten that, yes, we're in business together, but you are my husband first. No one does. No one messes with family. It's the old rule, right? And it's like
I feel like we're on The Godfather now. No one messes with the family.
Well, you shouldn't. No one does. Everyone should know that. Like, you're pretty daft if you want to try and go for my sons or my husband. It's like, yep, okay, we'll make it look like an accident.
Thank you for joining me here. I think this is one that I was really looking forward to because I know our dynamic and, it is a huge element of our success in business and in life is how we go about it. And, as you said it earlier, a lot of people ask us now, what's the secret? There's no secret. It's hard work. Like anything worthwhile, it's generally hard work. But if you work hard at it, it's worth it.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. And you can, if you do it well, like, my heart still flutters when your car comes up that driveway. And after all these years, 30, married this year, but it still flutters. I don't control that. And I believe that's been enriched by working together. It 100% has brought us closer, taught us how to be closer.
Tested us.
Yeah.
Yep.
Without a doubt.
Yep.
Yeah. So I got you.
I got you. See you at home.
Will do.
Bye.
Bye.
If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe and leave a review. Share it with others who are passionate about healthcare and business. Stay tuned for more incredible stories and insights in our next episode. Until then, keep pushing boundaries. Thanks for tuning in to the Australian Business Show. If you found value in today's episode, be sure to rate and review us on your favourite podcast platform. Hit that subscribe button and stay connected with us for more groundbreaking stories, actionable insights, and game-changing tactics designed to fuel your business growth.